Is the world at 7 billion counting on each other. The occasion serves as a reminder about the shared responsibility and care expected of the planet's inhabitants. Daikumba Demba looks at the celebrations held in summer and Basse.
According to official estimates, the world population has cruised to over 7 billion mark and is on an exponential path upwards. The theme of this year's commemoration, taking into recognition the world's population, the world at 7 billion counting on each other, serves as a keepsake of our shared responsibility to care for each other. It is also seen as an opportunity to celebrate our common humanity and diversity. The celebrations in Basse took off with a march past from the Red Cross branch to the youth center, where a score of people converged. The Alikalo Nasiru Bari and Chief Hamek Rubali, in their welcoming remarks, expressed delight in hosting this year's commemoration. And Sumana Sise, Information, Education and Communication Officer, highlighted the various impact of the growing population and extensively dilated on some of the issues this year's commemoration seeks to address. Increase in population put pressure on available resources. However, the Gambia is not lacking in the supply and distribution of basic amenities, according to Honorable Seluba, National Assembly Member for Basse. For the Governor URR Omar Khan, there is greater need to empower women and children.
The team called for action to tackle the most pressing human concerns that transcend national boundaries. It also reminds us to take the available opportunities to make the world a better place to live in.
The world at 7 billion is but scary. However, it is arguable that increase in population has a brighter side. Scholars of the modern era have pointed to the economic benefits of population growth. This is why, as the billions amplify, there is greater need to count on each other and hold close our common humanity and diversity. For Grts News, I am Daikumba Demba.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation and Gambian Abroad is organizing a 3-day conclave for Gambian ambassadors and high commissioners. The meeting, the third of its kind, will among other things brainstorm on the draft Foreign Service Strategy document.
By the words of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation and Gambians Abroad, Dr. Mamadou Tangara, the multi-phased nature of national development requires close cooperation between the ministries, Gambian missions abroad as well as all government sectors. The forum, organized for all Gambian ambassadors and high commissioners, is aimed at creating closer cooperation among stakeholders in the domain of foreign affairs. This conclave, the third of its kind, is expected to create closer cooperation between the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and all stakeholders in ensuring the fulfillment of the development objectives set by the Gambia government.
The role of Your Excellencies in the rapid achievement of the government's development aspirations cannot be overemphasized. Hence, the conclave is a necessary and timely initiative that will enable the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation and Gambians Abroad and its stakeholders to jointly discuss and give recommendations on the way forward.
Juara highlighted the proactive stance of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in the interest of the country's development, saying his ministry is committed to rendering necessary support to all Gambians abroad. The Secretary to Cabinet, Seiku Kausu Gassama, said the government of the Gambia recognizes the complex nature of international relations in this modern era. This, he went on to say, requires diplomats to improve their skills in the execution of their duties.
The government of the Gambia is in the process of finalizing program for accelerated growth and employment, which is the medium-term development strategy of the country. The essence of this page, as we call it, as the acronym is coined, is to increase productivity in the productive sectors and create employment. However, for the page to be effectively implemented as desired by the government, it requires the active involvement of our development partners. This has made the facilitating and coordinating role of the ministry and the Gambian and the missions abroad more important.
During the second ambassadors conclave, which was held in August 2009, the Foreign Service Regulations of 2002 was reviewed and pertinent policy issues officials say were exhaustively discussed. Now that the proposed foreign policy document 2010-2015 has been drafted and is at the level of cabinet, the Minister of Foreign Affairs believes cooperation is the answer to the objectives set off the strategy paper.
Your Excellencies, the conceived foreign policy document 2010-2015 is aimed at reformulating coherent policies for the Ministry and Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation and Gambians abroad, which will refocus and fine-tune the dynamics that are inherent in the foreign service of the country. It is anchored with an introspective comprehension of the new requirements of international diplomacy and seeks to provide a new vision and direction that will serve as an appropriate platform to the realization of PAGE and the MDG goals.
The conclave will provide an avenue for enhanced discussions on issues relevant to the foreign affairs sector, such as the reform of their foreign and diplomatic services. For Grts News, I am Aissatou Dabo.
Mobilizing positive youth energy for enhanced national development was the subject of the Youth Forum jointly organized by the Minister of Youth and Sports and the National Youth Council. Samuel Ba has more on that.
The forum that brought together over 150 youth representatives from across the country to deliberate on important issues and come up with comprehensive resolutions and plans of action in enhancing national development.
The essence that we have asked young people to come together here today is because this year, the July 22nd celebration has decided, or the President has decided to dedicate the entire theme of this year on young people.
Bakari Jete, Youth Desk Officer at the APRC Political Bureau, enjoined young people to come together and play a pivotal role in nation building, noting there is the need for discipline, hard work, and positive attitudinal change.
It is also important to note that youth participation in national development requires discipline and the need for them to work hand in hand with the APRC and the APRC government.
The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Youth and Sports, Aliou Jammeh, challenged Gambian youths to make good use of the opportunities provided by the government, adding that over the years, the Jammeh administration has hugely invested in youth development.
Essential, therefore, and now required more than any time, is for the youth to mobilize their positive energies towards acquiring relevant education and skills, take up businesses in any form permissible, and that reminds me of the issue of drugs abuse. We can go into businesses to earn a living, but businesses that are permissible and legal. Exploit opportunities in agriculture, fisheries, and construction industry.
The Minister of Fisheries, Lamin Kababajo, described national development as a progressive and constructive process of engaging all citizens in building social cohesion, economic prosperity, and political stability. Minister Bajo, who referred to Gambian youths as people full of talents, also challenged them to take part in nation building.
We implore you all, young people, to come out from the ghettos, from the woes, and seize the unproductive attitude of wasting valuable time and resources around a small kettle known as barada, hallucinating in dreams, that's thinking about the impossible.
As the two-day National Youth Conference kicks off with key issues already tabled for discussion, it is hoped that participants would dedicate quality time and effort to deliberate on pertinent issues relevant to enhancing national development. For GRTS News, I am Samuel Ba.
Now take our first break. We'll be right back.